She's been subpoenaed. She's really furious about it. But anyways, today the Daily Mail did a story saying that Taylor Swift believes Blake Lively exploited her, that she's been lying, that she did actually have more involvement that she is putting out there.
Taylor Swift just slammed the door shut on Blake Lively's Hollywood run, exposing her fabrications, betrayals, and courtroom-grade manipulation that left no room for a comeback.
She was using Taylor Swift to pretend that she was more involved than she was to make more people go and watch the movie because Taylor Swift has so many fans.
Being dragged into Blake's circus with a subpoena was Taylor's breaking point. Her camp dropped the bestie act and went nuclear. No PR fluff, no more loyalty. And honestly, why would Taylor shield someone reckless enough to rope her into a trial she had zero stake in? Still, ignoring red flags has always been her blind spot, and this time it burned her.
A spokesperson for Taylor Swift came out and attacked Justin Baldoni's team, said really nasty things about them, which I thought was very unnecessary. But anyways, today the Daily Mail did a story saying that Taylor Swift believes Blake Lively exploited her.
Selena, Kim, even Billy reportedly warned Taylor to keep her distance from Blake's chaos. But in true glitter and guitars fashion, Taylor thought she was lending a hand to a friend. Now, that kindness has her subpoenaed and has practically sealed Blake's sparkly Hollywood coffin shut.
Heartbroken singer finally lays bare former bestie's betrayal and the move that left her completely floored.
These two weren't casual friends, they were a headline-making duo. From red carpet shots and holiday trips to matching baby gifts, and even whispers of Taylor playing godmother, their bond looked airtight. But while Taylor was busy breaking records on her tour and running her billion-dollar empire, Blake yanked her straight into the "it ends with us" legal inferno without so much as a pause.
The other scenario is that Blake Lively has been lying about Taylor Swift's involvement to get more people to come and watch the movie.
Blake didn't just toss Taylor into the deep end. She shoved her headfirst into a lawsuit with Justin Baldoni. Also, her shaky accusations would seem a little less laughable. And how did she do it? By name-dropping her best friend like a handbag on the red carpet, then comparing her to a dragon. Yes, really.
What really annoyed Taylor Swift here is that she was compared to one of her dragons. Apparently, that's what Daily Mail is reporting on here, that she called Swift one of her dragons and used her power to get Baldoni's approval of that one scene.
In one of Blake's infamous texts to Baldoni, she wrote, "I'm Khaleesi and I have a few dragons." Then she added that her dragons protected the people she fought for, with Taylor Swift cast as one of them. As if Taylor was some fire-breathing, platinum-selling, subpoena-worthy guard dog.
I mean, honestly, she was with me on this experience the whole time, all throughout it. So, like, she really lived this with me. Yeah, she was, she's a person who shows up for you. And I'm so grateful to have that.
What sounded like a quirky little flex at the time exploded in real life. Because when Baldoni's razor-sharp lawyer, Brian Friedman, saw that Game of Thrones reference, he did the obvious thing. He subpoenaed the dragons.
Oh, this is a lose-lose situation, basically, for Taylor Swift. Either she has to say that her friend is lying, that she wasn't involved, or she has to admit that she was more involved than she has admitted so far. That means that she's been.
And just like that, Taylor Swift went from global pop star to courtroom witness. If you drag your A-list friends into a lawsuit to intimidate the other side, those friends instantly become evidence. Taylor never signed up for this.
And Blake are neighbors in Tribeca, and Swift, it says here that she's the godmother of 3 of her daughters. I don't know, there's so many things back and forth if she's only godmother of 1, but here it says 3.
She wasn't in the meetings. She wasn't part of casting. She never touched the script. She was halfway around the globe selling out stadiums. But Blake, in a spectacular PR misfire, decided to use her name anyway.
All of this is strategy. Remember, every time you see a picture of her, that's been planned. By the way, I really hate that bag. I'm sorry.
When Taylor's camp finally hit back, they didn't just deny involvement, they obliterated the entire fantasy. Her rep told Taffin's Keezy flat out, Taylor never visited the set, never weighed in on casting, never touched the script. She just licensed one song, My Tears Ricochet, alongside 19 other artists. That's it. No Khaleesi power move, no secret influence. And with that, Blake's tail caved in like a botched facelift.
Complaint, Justin talked about how Blake wanted to have more and more control over the movie It Ends With Us, and how when it came to the rooftop scene, Blake had written her own version of it and then showed it to him for review. And at a meeting at her penthouse she lives in with her husband Ryan Reynolds, Ryan was praising Blake's work apparently, and allegedly Taylor Swift was there too.
Because this wasn't just name dropping. Blake tried to weaponize one of the world's most powerful celebrities as a legal shield, making it look like Taylor co-signed everything. The rewrites, the blow-ups with Baldoni, even Isabella Ferrer's casting.
It's going to affect her friendship with Blake. Was Taylor aware she was being cited like this? Did she actually read a script, or was her name being used without realizing it? And then more recently, people noticed something that totally added fuel to the fire. Travis Kelce, yes, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram.
But now Taylor's denying all of it, which leaves two options. Either Taylor Swift is publicly lying, highly unlikely given her precision-controlled PR, or Blake Lively lied to the court and the public just to prop up a flimsy harassment case. And honestly, which one sounds more on brand?
My husband Ryan Reynolds and my best friend Taylor Swift think that what I wrote was great. So, and later when they were texting, this was a big quote that had gone around, but he had included in his complaint these messages from Blake, and one said, "If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise."
All of this chaos traces back to one rooftop scene Blake decided to rewrite herself. She turned in her draft like it was a Pulitzer, and when Baldoni politely suggested blending it with the original, she snapped. Suddenly it was a monologue about never being respected, always having her credit stolen, and out of nowhere, her supporting cast included Ryan Reynolds and her dragon-in-chief Taylor Swift.
Apparently, she was saying that she loved what Blake wrote. Now, the thing is, according to the complaint, Justin had originally told Blake what she wrote was good, and the final version would probably be a blend of what originally was written and what she had written, which she took offense to and went on a whole rant about her past experiences working on projects where her work was not seen the way that she wanted it to be, or she wasn't credited the way that she wanted to.
The showdown didn't happen on a call or over email. It went down live inside Blake's Tribeca penthouse. And yes, Ryan Reynolds was there, not lurking in the background, but loudly inserting himself into the fray.
Justin, in talking about, Ryan and Taylor being present, it seemed he was trying to say in his complaint that he felt that she was using her A-list connections and the people close to her in her life as this sort of pressure on Justin.
According to Justin's January 2024 complaint, Ryan didn't just cheer from the sidelines. He treated Blake's draft like Oscar bait, calling it powerful and the version that should be in the final cut. And here's the twist. Taylor Swift was allegedly in that same room.
But according to people last month, they claimed that her and Blake were able to work things out. They wrote, Lively 37 referred to the pop star 35 as one of her dragons in an alleged text exchange, according to a complaint Baldoni filed in January.
Court filings from Baldoni's legal team claim Taylor was present and backed Blake's version. Whether she was just nodding politely or scribbling notes with a red pen is fuzzy. But her very presence shifted everything. What could have been? A creative disagreement suddenly became a power move stamped with celebrity approval.
Blake knew she and Taylor would come back from this at some point, and that their friendship wasn't done for good, the insider says of the legal difficulties. Taylor was really hurt by this situation, so she's relieved they were able to recover from this and put it all behind them because it wasn't something she took lightly, they added.
Justin says he never agreed to toss the original scene, only to explore blending it with Blake's draft. But Blake took that as betrayal. What followed wasn't just pushback. It was a tirade about Hollywood's treatment of her, about stolen credit, about always being overshadowed by men.
Friedman continued, Blake was the one who brought her high-profile friends into the situation without concern for their own personal or public backlash. As the truth shows, she used her dragons to manipulate Justin at every turn.
And right in the middle of her monologue, Ryan piled on, reportedly berating Baldoni in front of the entire room. A senior Sony exec, later confirmed in private though redacted in public filings, called it the most unprofessional dressing down they had ever witnessed. Blake wasn't just venting.
Not this deep thing that Taylor Swift had this big hand in It Ends With Us. Otherwise, you bet your bottom dollar she would have been credited way more in the credits, because Taylor loves some credit.
she was staging the room. This wasn't a meltdown, it was a setup. By having Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds present, Blake ensured she had celebrity witnesses baked into the narrative. Baldoni's legal team wasted no time weaponizing that fact.
Testifying in court, giving a sworn deposition, or providing relevant documents. While it's not guaranteed she'll have to appear at trial, there's a possibility if her testimony is deemed important.
Because it doesn't matter if Taylor said a single word, she was there, she was documented, and Blake allegedly counted on that silence. That Taylor's mere presence would act like an unspoken threat. Go against me, and you're going against Swift, Reynolds, and Lively as a united front.
Document Subpoena is designed to draw public interest by creating tabloid clickbait instead of focusing on the facts of the case. People have been going back and forth watching old interviews from When It Ends With Us was first doing press and all the times the cast had mentioned Taylor's name.
Fast forward to May 2025, and that gamble backfired. Taylor Swift's name isn't whispered in gossip columns anymore, it's stamped in legal filings. On May 8th, her attorney confirmed directly to TMZ Taylor Swift had been subpoenaed in Blake Lively v. Justin Baldoni. Not by choice, not by involvement, simply because Blake dragged her brand into the wreckage.
According to TMZ, a spokesperson for Taylor tells TMZ, Taylor Swift never set foot on the set of this movie. She was not involved in any casting or creative decisions. She did not score the film. She never saw an edit or made any notes on the film. She did not even see It Ends With Us until weeks after its public release and was traveling around the globe during 2023 and 2024, headlining the biggest tour in history.
Swift's team didn't let that slide. In one of her camp's most aggressive statements since the Scooter Braun saga, her spokesperson fired back with a blunt line. Taylor Swift never set foot on the set of this movie.